I'm officially back in Canada on my way home. Man, you know, I was at the border a second ago, and this lady and her kid just showed up. Just they saw so if you've ever crossed into the border, you pull up to the booth with your car, and, you know, I have a Nexus card, so they ask you pretty simple questions, and I can see in my mirror the people walking towards the border. And I could see the gentleman, the border officer, looking at them also. And I said, hey, I turned my car off. I said, if you have to go deal with that, go deal with that. I waved them over, and man, oh man, you think, and it was pretty clear that they were lost. We'll put things into perspective pretty quick. You see a scene like that, it's weird. Anyway, you know, it just, when you're on the end of a long trip like this, you tend to put everything in perspective. And I've been getting a number of emails the last few days, so I want everybody to understand where I'm coming from when I make a decision. First off, I try to put everybody's best interest at heart. The stable as an entity, as a singular entity, and everybody underneath it. And when it comes to, you know, I had a long conversation with a number of people about Crantini and what we're going to do with Crantini in the here and the now. You know, what we're going to do with some other horses, what's going on right now with me. Now, quite frankly, this is what I've been dealing with on the way home, okay, what I've been thinking about. We have, I brace for landing tomorrow, which, you know, obviously I don't really feel a lot of pressure with Brace for Landing because he doesn't have stake races for a month, and I don't really care about the 8-hole. I just want to see the horse do his best work. So how could that not be achieved? Well, there's a number of sick horses on both sides of the border right now, and Brace doesn't appear to be sick, but as you know, sometimes they don't always appear to be sick, but they're a little under the weather, so I've asked Amy to keep a really close eye on him. I've been asking Dominic, what do you think? How's he been? He's been eating everything, no temperature, no coughing, no signs of sickness. Perfect. We have some sick horses in Ohio, so a number of horses are scratched today. I get there to train the babies today. It's pouring rain all day. You can't train the horse. You can't train babies the ones that aren't sick, you're not going to train them in the rain because they will be sick. So you can't train those horses in the rain. Trying to get them prepped for the open house. By the way, I couldn't distribute flyers today because it was pouring rain also. They are made of paper. Not much I can do there. So, when will I get to distribute the flyers? Come on out to the open house in the community. I've been back and forth and all over the place. I haven't got more than one day to get it done. I did one community, one little cul-de-sac. Well, it was probably 50 homes or 60 homes. But I thought by now I'd have hundreds done. So when do I go back over to Ohio? I'm going to be in Columbus on Monday. And this is also in the back of my mind. I want to go to Kentucky. I want to drive Stay Special. I want to make sure that Horn Player is set up. You know, for those of you who maybe wondered why I drove 10 plus hours to Kentucky, you know, I could have just went to Miami Valley, drove Coupe de Ville and the other filly and just came home. Or went back up to Northfield, worked with the babies, and then gone back and driven What a Mission, or put somebody else on What a Mission. Somebody asked me last night, you know, you're a length off the gate with What a Mission. He was beat a half a length. You know, do you think it cost him the race? I can assure you one thing. If I had to put What a Mission right up on the gate last night, there's a good chance he would have exploded at the gate. I didn't miss the gate with What a Mission. I was exactly where I wanted to be. The whole thing with What a Mission is to keep him quiet. Keep him quiet. Don't let him listen to any of the voices in his head because none of them are very intelligent. Just allow him to learn to do his work. He settled over to the front very well. He let Chris Page go very well. Followed him perfectly. Attacked well. Just didn't quite finish off his mile. But by the way, he did trot 28 seconds on the end of it. Something he's not used to also. But these are the reasons that I'm very protective of our horses. Could somebody else had won with What a Mission? Maybe. Somebody else could have made a break with him too. And that's my biggest fear, is that I always want to try and be everywhere that I'm needed. I wanted to make sure Tailgate Buzz qualified in Kentucky. I don't know what the hell happened. No, the horse never run. But I'm going to find out. That was part of the reason. I wanted to make sure that Landing Strip You got to drive them aggressively. So if you're a catch driver and you jump up on a 3-year-old trotting colt that just qualified, keep them flat and don't be too hard on him. No. Race the horse. I know the horse is ready to go. I know he won't make a break, but other people won't. I want to make sure that he starts off his season well. Perlucky didn't steer very good, didn't get a great trip last week. I want to make sure that at least he has a better chance. And that's not me making fun of anybody. Kyle Huston never saw the horse before in his life last week, and quite frankly, Eric doesn't know him well. Eric told me twice before I get in the bike, he didn't steer that great last week. I wanted to have the vet look at him. I said, Eric, it's not the vet. The vet's not going to fix this horse. He steers like a dump truck. He has since the day we bought him. You just have to keep him quiet. If you're out and on the move with him, he's going to attack. He's going to run in hard. He's going to run out hard in the straightaways. That's him. You can stay along the rail and you can keep the bit in his mouth and you keep him moving forward. He'll steer straight, and that's exactly what he did. From one week to the other, we did no vet work on Perlucky, but he steered quite a bit better when I drove him than when Kyle drove him. And that's just because Kyle didn't know him. I've driven the horse like 9-10 times. It's not his fault. And I can't be there all the time, but I'm constantly, and this is the time of year that this happens. And it is a little stressful. I want to make sure I spend the most time with my family as I can. But it appears after the last 5 years, I have 2 families. And I want to make sure that everybody is represented as well as they can, and things run as smoothly as they can. So I'm left wondering, what am I going to do Sunday, Monday? I want to drive Stay Special. I want to drive Hornplayer. I don't want to. I have to make sure everything is all right with those horses in Kentucky, so that we know where the hobbles go on the race bike in Kentucky, on that race bike, on that surface. We know where the equipment goes perfectly, so that there's no miscommunication. So the next week when I'm not there, because I won't be, we know exactly where everything goes for Hornplayer. We know exactly how Stay Special is. I watched her today. I thought the horse looked great. In fact, the scouting report I got on her, I expected her to be a little more pinchy, a little sore in her knees. I thought they would need a little more maintenance. She was sharp as a tack and felt like $1 million after we galloped her. So everything is moving in the right direction, but I'm constantly being torn. I get people saying, Anthony, you should keep Crantini here and you should drive him on Monday, then send him down to Megan. I couldn't do that. The horse has to be there racing on the 22nd. These are the people that made $185,000 with him last year, by the way. They're very aware of Crantini and his mannerisms and his quirkiness. And he is better now. But I've done, Amy's done, and Dominic has done all we can do for Crantini. He's a big boy, and he's on his way to stake season. And I couldn't be happier than I am right now with the way he appears. So I'm comfortable in doing that. But I know Sunday I have to be in Kentucky. Likely Monday, potentially Monday I have to be in Kentucky. Then I have to come back here. Then, by the way, I have to go back over to Ohio, prep the horses, make sure they're ready for the open house, and be there for the open house. Just a lot going on. We have all the 2-year-olds. We're trying to get them all ready to qualify. Where are they going to go? Who's going to get all them? Megan can't take 50 horses. So where are they all going to go? The 3-year-olds, when are they ready to go? Hey, Anthony, do you really, I think Brace for Landing could do in New Jersey. 100% he could. I'm just not sending him there. Not going. And I know that everybody means well, but you have to understand, I think I've been pretty clear, especially in the case with Brace for Landing, he is not a big horse. I don't mean he's small, but he's very streamlined. He's got a fair amount of weight on what I would consider him to be a fair build right now, but that can change really quick. Putting him on a truck, sending him to New Jersey, and asking him to race as hard as he possibly can right now is a bit unfair to him. I think he's going to come back, no matter what Megan does, as hard as she works on the horse, he's going to come back and look like a scarecrow. And that could be it for the 2023 season. So that's on my mind also. All the shoeing, all the equipment, everything that goes into the babies, we're trying to get them prepped so that our summer in 2023 is smooth sailing. And every year, for some reason, right now creeps up on me until I wake up one day and it's raining. I'm like, you have 7,000 places to be. So I'm on my way home tonight. I'm going to watch the horses race tonight. I don't want anybody to ask me why I'm not in Northfield Park tonight. I'm sure, I think Luke's driving them both. I'm sure he'll get along just fine with them both. Everybody knows where everything goes. Jason's on top of that, I know, so I don't have to worry. Thursday, I'm going to be with Brace for Landing. That'll be a lot of fun for me. And then Friday night, I think I might make my way over to either Buffalo or all the way to Northfield and fly to drive. I see in Expedia now they let you make multiple stops, so I have the ability to fly to Dayton, go drive Swinging Senorita in the first race, go back to the Dayton airport, fly to Nashville, take the night off, and then get up the next day. John McDonald, I found out, rents a car from Nashville airport, so he's going to pick me up. He doesn't know it yet, but he will. He's going to pick me up on Sunday morning. We're going to go down to Oak Grove together. Now, whether I stay for the Monday or just a Sunday, we'll see. I haven't made my mind up yet. I'm going to fly back to Ontario, then focus on the open house in Ohio. At the same time, make room to make sure the horse is here, because our open house at Grand River will be with the starting gate, and it'll be 1 week before they start qualifying. So it's a big deal. So just a very, very busy time of the year for me, and it comes in waves, right? You get that sale season starting and you're looking through the catalog, and all of a sudden, bang, it's day one, Lexington, or you're at the Ohio sale and everything is just a blur. And every so often things like that happen, right? And now I'm right at the forefront of the first big wave of 2023, and it can be daunting. But pulled up to the border and watched that lady with her kid. It wasn't long putting everything in perspective. I'm going to be where I'm supposed to be in an hour and 40 minutes, and that is in my house with my kids. So a lot ahead of us. You know, I keep saying it looks like we're going to have a great summer. It looks like we're going to have a great summer. But that great summer depends on everybody pulling their weight. Myself, my wife, our kids too. All our caretakers, all our trainers. And they do, because they take their job as seriously as I do. So we will have a great summer, but we are on the precipice of it starting. It may only be May the 3rd, but it is the start of summer for us right now. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. Not much of an update. I just wanted to get it off my chest and let everybody know that these decisions aren't made with a coin or a Ouija board, or, you know, I'm going to call my long-lost cousin. They're made with the best interests of the horse and you at hand. I'm only human. I make mistakes. That is pretty evident. But not always. And I think we're on the right track. I think the horses in Kentucky look that they fit perfectly and will continue to for a while. I think that the horses here in Ontario are doing a great job. And I don't think we could have much better a week than we did so far. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Good luck to everybody today. Obviously, Yo Mister looking to get back on the right track. I shouldn't say that. He won 3 in a row, 4 in a row, whatever. He's looking to get back in his winning ways. And then we have Mo Power Baby racing tonight. And also the 2 horses at Northfield, Stonebridge Acadi and Dustin Hanover. Good luck to everybody, all my partners. It should be a lot of fun.